As a district, we were exploring different ways to really develop strong partnerships with our families and our community. We wanted to build partnerships around true family engagement opportunities, whereby we had the opportunities to provide parents a real voice in not only participating in events, but in setting the vision and the decision-making, the vision for our district and the decision-making in our district. Prior to our participation in CSI, we had already started to develop strong partnerships with some of our parents, particularly our parents of English learners, in part our strong DLAC group. We saw firsthand the power of building the capacity of our parent leaders and the impact that it had on our larger community. At the same time, while we were doing this, we were also reviewing some of our student data and realized that as we reviewed the data, not all of our student groups were showing the same rate of growth on the California dashboard. We went into a little bit of a deeper dive and did some data analysis through root cause analysis practices. And we concluded that though we were reaching some of our community members, there were areas where we were not really reaching some of our parents. In particular, what we found was that the families of our African American students were not really as involved, and we were not providing as many opportunities for them to have a real voice that impacted them, something that was different than the other parents. So this initiative allowed us to work to strengthen those practices across the board. While we were doing that at the same time, we also saw that even in the reaching out of our English learner community, that we had a growing number of community members and family members that spoke Mixteco, and that through some of our initiatives, we maybe weren't reaching them as much as we wanted to, and really hearing their voice about what their particular needs were. So as a result of this work, there's a few things that we've done. We've started our African American Parent Advisory Committee, and that's the first ever for our district. We started a steering committee as well as a larger parent group committee. And we've also started one for our Mixteco families, a parent advisory committee. And through this process, though we're still in the early stages of that, we have already learned so much about areas where we needed to improve and areas where we weren't maybe reaching our parents. We've learned so much from our parents already, and are really working now to put all of this information and be able to move forward with that. In that work, we realized that we wanted to establish a strong framework, that we didn't want to do it just as a hit and miss kind of approach, but we wanted to really look at a particular framework that we could implement both at the district level as well as at all of our schools. So this involves building the capacity of our school leaders and our community liaisons that we have at all of our schools, so that all of our schools were doing the same level of outreach. I believe that through this process and this participation, we have been allowed to empower many of our parents, especially those that weren't always vocal before, and really provide them a voice. We look forward to continuing the work in this area, and know that we're still at the very early stages. As we continue the work, our next level of work is really identifying how we're going to bring all of this together, so that we're not having divisive practices in our district, but rather practices that bring us all together and have a shared vision.
Thank you for watching these Voices from the Field of the Community Engagement Initiative. For information about CEI, visit californiaengage.org. To learn more about the community engagement efforts of the Oxnard School District, see the contact information on your screen.